Hey there. Are you frustrated when you cannot get your Facebook leads to respond or any online leads to respond? Today, I'm going to actually walk you through the process that you need to have to get your leads to respond. And in particular, I'm going to teach you the perfect first contact email that they should get. Because let's be frank, most of y'all are sending out a whole long novel introducing yourselves, and that is actually the wrong thing to send out. If you want responses, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give it to you, etc. So if you want the perfect first contact email, and then during the show, I'm going to teach you how to leverage that and which email should follow, then comment below perfect email, and I will send that to you. All right, you guys, I'm Christina with Leads and Leverage. I help real estate agents create more time, make more money, and most importantly, enjoy the journey through the ups and downs of real estate, through the seller's markets, through the buyer's markets, through the recessions, through everything. You should be able to enjoy the process. You should not be stressed about where your leads are coming from or where your next deal is coming from. And there is a way to make that happen. And we're going to talk about today, like I said, how to get your online leads to respond to you. And I'm going to slip in some how to use email marketing so that it actually works, that you're not just contributing to all the noise out there, so that you're not one of the people who are getting a less than 20% or less than 30% open rate, so that you're actually getting it to you're actually using it. It's actually working for you. So if you guys want that email, just type perfect email in the comments below. Ribbit should send it to you via Messenger. You got to actually talk to Ribbit. You got to go into Messenger and respond to Ribbit to get it. All right, you guys. So here's my question for you. And I really want to know, I need your help so that I can help you. I want to know, do you struggle with getting leads to respond to you when they opt in on your IDX? Or they opt in through a home value add, or they opt in some way where they've given you their email address? Do you struggle with getting them to respond to you? If you do, comment below, let me know. And then if you figured something out that you are willing to share, tell me. Let me know, because we want to curate everything that works. There are some things that I absolutely know work, but then there's other things that I'm like, wow, that works. That's great. And I would love to know that. So if you're struggling with that, please comment below. It will give me a good idea on how to shape today's session around you, the live viewer, you guys right here. I see a lot of you guys going for the perfect email. Hi, Jonathan. Good morning, Nancy. Hi, Julie. You guys are awesome. Hi, is it Steven or is it Tatiana that's on? Because you have the shared account. Let me know. Hi, Rick. Hi, you guys. So again, we're going to talk about kind of the steps that you need to do to get your leads to respond. And I'm going to give you, if you type in perfect email, the perfect first contact email in the via Messenger. Now, here's the thing with this. You need to know how to use it and why it's the perfect first contact email. When we're responding, when leads are first contacting us, first of all, we all know that they're on the defense. We want them to be ready, willing, and able, and right away. But the truth is, they're not. They're on the defense. They're just kind of looking, and it's like you go into a store and you just kind of want to look around for the first time, see what's going on. And the sales clerk just badgers you and doesn't let you think on your own, doesn't let you do stuff on your own. Yeah, they think that's what we're going to do to them, because heck, that's what we've done to them in the past. So what we need to do, remember, is that they're just looking, and they're most likely 9 to 12 months, 9 to 18 months out. That is every single lead you come into contact, by the way, not just online leads. It is people in person, unless somebody's like, yeah, my friends are actually out looking at houses, let me refer them to you. That's a little bit different, and that's actually rare, but that's what we really want to have, are those instant ones. But right now, we're going to deal with the 99% of leads that you get that are not instant, the 99.9% of the leads that you get that are not instant. So Barb says, I received my first 3 opt-ins and have not received a response back yet from them. Okay, so it's Stephen, awesome. So Barb, so for all of you, here's what you want to do. First of all, you always have to have opt-ins coming in, always. You can't just get a few and go, okay, I'm going to work with those. No. You always have to have that pipeline always going, right? Okay. So then what we want to do is we want to use our email marketing. So if they've not given you anything else except your email, or I don't care what they've given you, if they have given you their email address, sorry, I hit the microphone. This must happen. Okay. So this is the key with this. If they give you a phone number, absolutely stinking call them. If they give you a mailing address, absolutely stinking send them email. Send them snail mail. If they give you an email address, regardless of what they've sent you over here, regardless of whether you've contacted them via the phone, regardless of whether you've contacted them via snail mail, you must email them. Must. This is not a pick one way and contact them. You need to contact them always. But there's different strategies for each way so that they're not feeling like, good grief, would you pick and leave me alone? All right. So we're going to work on that. Email. We're going to talk about email today. So first of all, when somebody is registering in your IDX, let's say they register into your IDX. So they were looking at properties, or you advertised a home for sale or whatever, and they opted in. They gave you their first name and their email. What's the first email you should send to them? Most agents, in fact, I don't think I've met an agent yet that doesn't do this. Most agents say, this is an awesome property. It's going to go fast. Do you want to see it? They may not say that first part, but it's always, do you want to see it? Do you want to schedule an appointment? You better. Blah, 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 blah. They're like, dude, I was just looking at the property. The very first thing that you want to do is you want to think about, through all of this, you need to think about the customer journey. What is their journey? And I'm talking about the micro steps. Their journey is not opt in and, dude, I want to see and have an appointment with you. That's not the journey. You skipped a whole huge section here. You need to think about, okay, when somebody opts in to your IDX, what is the first thing that you could give them that's valuable that will help them continue their process? Well, the first thing is you can confirm that, hey, is the system, is the tech working for you? Is it working? Are you struggling with this? Here's a video on how to do this, etc. You want to teach them how to use it so that they become ingrained in your IDX system, into your system. That is the very first step, is making sure that they're actually getting what they want, like tech-wise. Then you start going, do you want me to tweak any searches for you, etc. Then you move through that journey. Now, the whole point of this is you need to be giving value. You're not going to plug them for an appointment. Yes, if they want to see something, there will come a time. If you notice them looking at a constant property over and over again, just say, hey, do you want to go see this? Like, I can get you in this Saturday or whatever. Do you want to go see this? You can both be assertive and not offensive. So you can both be a closer without driving a nail into their head. You can do it both ways, but the key is the journey. The journey. You want the next microscopic next step for them. Okay, so Rick says, Ribbon hasn't been working for me. It always invites me, but in all of these daily lives, Ribbit gets confused and I haven't received any notes or lists. Okay, so Rick, you have to actually respond to Ribbit exactly. So I'll look into your account after this, but you actually have to respond to him. And here's what I mean by that. Once you type over here, you go over there and you have to say exactly what he says to say. Nothing else, spelled exactly the right way. If there's any deviation and he responds confused, it's like completely messes it up. He is a bot, and so he only does what he's told. So I'll have to look and see what's going on with your account. But Tom says, okay, so speaking of, that's where I lost my train of thought. So here's the thing, the journey, you want that journey. But here's the thing, when you're doing email marketing, I've shared this before. I think I shared this yesterday in The Art of Nurture. When you're doing email marketing, you have to realize that your number one goal is not to get an appointment. Your number one goal is to get into the email inbox. Your number two goal is to get opened. So so here's the thing. I talked to you about the stats yesterday. 3 out of every 10 emails that are sent never make it to the recipient. Never. They could be emails. They could be stuff sent normally back and forth. Just this morning, I had our email service provider who sends us emails fairly regularly about our account, etc. I found one of their emails in spam. Makes no sense because they've never been in spam before. But that is one way that 3 out of 10 emails do not make it to the recipient. The other way is through your ISP. So it's not just like it could be blocked on my spam level. It could be blocked on the entire global email. Your like Gmail could block it before it even gets into you. Your ISP could block it before it even gets into Gmail. Their outgoing ISP. There are so many places that email can get blocked, lost, etc. And it's very typical. 30% of emails do not make it to the recipient. Now, how do you circumvent that? Well, first of all, you don't just send one email. That's the first thing. But second of all, you need to get into their inbox, which means that you need to have a subject line that they would be interested in. A subject line that's not full of spam, that's not a sales pitch, that actually tells them what they're getting in the email. Because not only do you want to get into their box, but you want them to open it. So the way to get people to open your emails is to, number one, have a good subject line, letting them know what's going into it, what's in the email. Number two, deliver what you promise. If they open that email and you've got a sales pitch in there, or they open that email and it's a long, boring diatribe about yourself and your services and thank you and blah, 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 they'll never open another email again because it's not about them. It doesn't serve them. It doesn't help them. You have to make sure that you are serving them and helping them. And there's all kinds of other stuff. The number of pictures that are in the email, the number of links that are in the email. Guys, if you're using a fancy email signature with all your social links and everything like that, you just killed your chances of getting in most people's inboxes. If you're using a fancy email that has your branding and your logo and all that kind of stuff, you just killed your chances of getting into their email inboxes. I teach you all of this, and there is science. I teach it all to you in the Art of Nurture and in these 2 additional courses that are inside the vault. And I'm talking about there's 2 additional courses. I wrote them down, and why am I like missing them now? The 2 additional courses that I'm talking about is the email marketing and the perfect first contact email, all included in the vault. The link is in the description. If you want the vault, if you want the Art of Nurture, if you want your emails to get into the email inbox, if you want to circumvent spam, if you want to know the real research, the real science of what you should put in your email and what you shouldn't put in your email so that you actually get into people's inboxes, then you need the Art of Nurture, you need the email marketing course, and the Perfect First Contact. It's actually an email marketing workshop, and the Perfect First Contact email training. Those are all in the vault, so get the vault. So you want to make sure that you are walking through that customer journey. You want to make sure that you are delivering what you promise. If you say one thing in the subject line, and like I said, you're like every other realtor, and what your first email is like, hi, I'm Jane Doe with Remax Century 21 Coldwell Banker, doesn't matter. And I'm so glad you used our blah, blah, blah today. And I just love helping blah, 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 blah. You know, Charlie Brown, that's what they hear. They hear nothing. They read the first line and go, boring, and delete it. And after that first one, if they don't open your emails, that affects your deliverability. So if you do not have something that's focused on them, if you're not asking them to reply to you in a way that allows you to help them where they are without forcing them to the next step, you will never get email marketing to work for you. If you keep sending them stuff that's out of left field and unrelated to real estate, there's no content, or you use a vendor that has, we'll get your emails open, but so it's unrelated to what they're even interested in. They're interested in their home or their future home. They're interested in their family. They're interested in their friends. They're interested in the lifestyle that they live or want to live. That's what they're interested in. And if you're not delivering that to them in their email in some way, you're not going to get opened, and it's going to be pointless and meaningless. And it's like, why even bother do any type of lead generation if you can't follow up that way? Here's the thing. Your snail mail needs to be the exact same way. Your snail mail needs to be about them, not, hey, we just listed 50 listings, or we just did this, or we just did that. Sure, great. You want to send that out every once in a while, but if that's all you ever send out, gets tossed into the round file or square file, whatever it is, trash can. So you need to be about them. You're trying to build know, like, and plus trust relationships. From my introductory email to the third. Okay, so Jonathan, keep going. Sorry. Within I have to do a 4% replay. It seems like I'm getting open, but not able to get that direct engagement started. How do I increase the replies? So the way you increase the reply. So Jonathan's saying, I'm getting opens, but I'm not getting replies. So if you're getting opens and your open rates collectively going down for each one, tweak the very next one. So if your open rate's 68 for your first one, make sure that what you're promising in the subject line, you're giving to them, and only that in the email. If it's too much in there, if there's too much stuff in there, or like more than one specific thing to do, then that's going to create confusion. Your first email should also request a reply. Like this one is very specific. You know, tech can be buggy. If it's not working for you, please hit reply and let me know. That's a quick little easy, unrelated to, hey, come into my office so we can meet thing. Then the second email. So something's happening between first and second email. Maybe you're missing a step. And what I mean by missing a step is maybe the next step that they need to take, the next micro step, is not what you think they need to take. So maybe that's why that second email has a lower open rate. Actually, your emails should be getting a higher open rate as you progress through, especially if you just keep giving them value. So if you think through what's the next thing in shorter steps, most of the time we go too big, too long. What else can I give them? That's another thing. What is another resource that I could give them? Also, it could be, I don't know how far apart you're sending your emails. They could be too close. They could be too far apart. Just kind of depends. There's a lot of variables. I'm looking at your stuff. There's a lot of variables in that to know. So you want to tweak that and test that and try farther apart, try closer together, try the logical next steps, etc. So one of the things that I do with our emails, so lately I've been doing an email every single day out to my email community, but I'm going to switch that up because I'm trying to get you guys so you guys can come on here on the trainings, because that's where the value is. So I'm letting my email community know, hey, I'm out here on a training. If you want to come on live, you can. Otherwise, you can watch it in replay. So what I'm going to be doing is doing some other freebies that I'm going to give you. I'll be doing more freebies. What more can you give? So everybody who comments below Perfect Email and you respond to Ribbit, if you respond to Ribbit and you stay subscribed to Ribbit, I've got a surprise for you on Saturday. It's not a live stream. It's not anything. I am sending out a surprise to all of my Ribbit subscribed members. So all of you who are subscribed to Ribbit, he's my messenger bot, but everybody who's there, again, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be giving out a surprise on Saturday, because I'm not going to go live on Saturday. I'm going to give out a surprise to everybody who is a member of that. So you want to have people stay subscribed, and you want to actually be giving them something that they could use. If you just decide, you know what, every Saturday I'm going to send out, I don't know, a special discount to something. Now, here's the thing about this. If you're going to give a coupon, and I put a quotes around it loosely, or a discount away, make darn well sure that that coupon or that discount cannot be gotten anywhere else. Make darn well sure that it's not just the typical thing everybody offers. Because if it is, there's no value to it. So what we used to do is we would work with one of the local coffee stands we would work with, and just say, hey, if we give out a $5 coffee card, whoever uses it, just charge us, or a free drink, just charge us. So that's what we did. And we would do it via email. You get a free drink on us. That's it. Just print this and go to this coffee stand and you get a free drink on us. You can do that. And usually what the coffee stand would do is split that with us. So we would pay half of that free drink cost. It didn't, and we tell them they had to use it on a certain day. I mean, it wasn't like they could use it 8 months later. We wanted to keep the costs not reined in, but clean, like not straggling. We wanted to keep it not straggling. So we did that. We did free frozen yogurt. we did a lot of free wine tasting announcements because we like wine. So it's like that. We do wine tastings. We used to do customer events like that. So if you can give them something free, you can also give them stuff like latest news on what's going on in their house, like housing area. If there's something that got notified or something that, maybe people are not getting notified about, like today is on track to be our hottest day of the year. So I think it's like supposed to be, I don't know what they said. It was supposed to be like 100 and, oh no, tomorrow is supposed to be, wow. It's supposed to be 104 today. It's supposed to be 108 tomorrow, which is just insane. That's like crazy for here. We average 80s. This is crazy insane for here. But because of that, there've been all kinds of don't use your fire pits, all that kind of fire warnings. That's the kind of stuff I would send out because not everybody's on Facebook all the time to see those messages. Not everybody's got their radios on or their TVs on. You could send something like that out. You could send out some breaking news, anything related to their house, their living, etc., that they're doing or events that they might want to do. We had a situation a few years ago where the fires, I don't know if you guys know, like the entire Northwest was on fire. We weren't, our little area wasn't, but we were completely surrounded, which it was horrible. It was like over the air quality was off the charts. How bad it was off the charts. So literally we weren't leaving our house. We had things it was really bad. And so that was something where you could notify people. Like my parents wanted to take the kids up to an area for a couple nights. And I'm like, you can't because it's worse up there. They didn't realize how bad it was. It was bad outside and really bad, but it was like a blizzard up there, but it was smoke. So, you can share that kind of stuff, all the things that relate to their lifestyle. This is their lifestyle. This is their living. This is all about them. And then tweet, pop in things, tools that they can use to make their search easier. You could also say, hey, have you been using Zillow? Here's a couple of things you should know about using Zillow. If you find a home on Zillow, pop over here to your IDX, like just assume they're using it. Here's how you can check to see if that home is still available. And pretty soon they're going to realize that there's a whole lot of properties on Zillow that are not actually available. You're going to teach them how to check for themselves. And at that point, once they start checking and realizing, oh, this person has my best interest at heart. Oh, I will listen to them. That's where you want to really be. You want to be helping them, teaching them, and helping them grow. That's what you're going to use your email marketing for. That's what you're going to use your snail mail marketing for. And you still keep putting house stuff in there because there will always be people who are interested in buying and selling and wanting that data. But here's the thing. We put people on our email list and on our snail mail list, and we think we want to help them through the home buying process. Guys, they're only in the home buying or home selling process for approximately 6 months, a couple times in their entire life, unless they're like me and move every 3 years because I'm abnormal. But typically most people only move a couple times in their life, like buying and selling houses. And it's really only like a 6-month process through that whole thing. So from the time they really get serious about it, what are you going to send out the rest of the time? How do you keep them interested? You talk about their life, their lifestyle, etc. You engage them in everything surrounding what's in it for them. Julie says, I set up an account with Dunkin' Donuts. It works well. It does work well. It's really key. Jonathan said, thank you. I think the incremental step may be it. Yeah, usually the steps that we go are way bigger than where they are. So if we could just like microscopic, the very next thing, like if it's the tech or do you know how to use the search for this and give them a video. Here's how to use the search. Here's how to save properties. Here's how to see if a property is still available. Here's how to see if a property had a price reduction. Here's how to see if there's any offers on the property. Here's how to schedule an appointment to see the property. Sneak that in there. And you say, here's how to text me if you need me to answer any questions you're not seeing answered on there. Things like that. Show them how to do all of that. Because remember, most people aren't techie. Like they're just not. And so they don't know how to use all this stuff. Most of the realtors aren't techie either. But when you're showing people how to use it, you're going to have to learn it to show them. That's where they're seeing the value. That's where they're going to see the value that you are offering to them. So you guys, I have a question for you. I always want to know the answer to this. What was most useful for you today? When I'm talking about all this, when I'm teaching you this, what was most useful for you? that I can help you with. That helps me because then when I find out what's most useful, if it's something that I should dive deeper on, I will. Today was an example of what I need to dive deeper on. Melissa says, I have Boomtown. Do you have follow-up texts and drip email campaigns that have worked for you? Okay, so there's a couple of things. You can automate some stuff, all right? But you need to set up the journey. You need to figure out and map out the journey. Here's what I mean by that. When people opt into Boomtown, we used Tiger Leads at the time as opposed to Boomtown. And when people opted in, the very first thing I sent out was, hey, were you able to find what you were looking for? How was the tech for you? The very next thing I would send out is a video on how to save. I would teach them how to use the behind the scenes of that. I can automate all that. You can create it and then you can automate it. So you can't use somebody else's because it's your Boomtown system. You want to show people on your system how to use it, how to set it up. Then you wanted to show them how to find certain things. If they're like, sometimes it's hard to find the details that they want, show them how to find that. Show them how to, if they're looking, this is where you start customizing what they're looking at. And then say, then set them up on a list. So yesterday I gave out on the Art of Nurture, I gave out a template that showed you exactly what to set people up on the minute they opt in. You need to set them up on automated emails as far as listings go. So there's different things like that. So you need to map out their journey yourself and customize it, which can be a lot of it can be automated. However, it's going to be custom automated, meaning you can't use somebody else's drip campaign for it. You need to figure out what their journey is through your systems and teach them how to use your systems. Lowe's has a realtor program to give 10% discount coupons to clients. Is that a worthwhile gift? Yes and no. They have 10% discount coupons all the time. I mean, they've got some good options, but anybody can get it anywhere. I would still give it as a gift, but it's more about raising awareness of the gift than the value of the gift. So the value is in you're giving them the awareness that it's available. You need to give other things. So things that they wouldn't normally get as well. Subjects covered. Awesome, Barry. Saturday surprise of value. That is huge. So you could do that in your email. And obviously you guys are going to get it in here. So, and I just am starting this. I'm like, well, what can I give my Ribbit, my Messenger subscribers, that my Messenger community that's getting notified of these live streams? What can I give them on Saturdays? Because I'm not going to be on live. What do I have of value that they're asking for and they're wanting? So that's where I got that idea from. So you guys could do that for yours. You could give them a surprise value, a surprise. Maybe there's an event going on. You could give them a surprise discount or a surprise entrance fee or something, ticket to the event, something like that. Rick said, most useful is the discussion on micro steps instead of let's meet and go see houses. Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to make sure that they're available, that they know that you're available for that. I mean, they know that, obviously. But you don't want that to be your main push because you want to build their trust. Once they trust you, you can ask them for the sale. And as long as you keep giving value, they're not going to turn away. And this is the key. We're building know, like, and trust relationships because when somebody knows, like, and trusts you, they are loyal to you and they will stick with you because they know that you're going to teach them, that you're going to help them, you're going to inspire them, you're going to give them. This is exactly what I'm doing on here, you guys. You see me training every single day in the month of August. Yeah, I've offered a few of you entrance to the vault, etc. You can get in. Now I'm going to be closing the vault. That's an absolute. I will be closing the vault. But here's the thing. In the meantime, I'm still going to train you. Even if you're not in the vault, I'm still going to help you tackle a couple of things. If I can just give you a little idea that will give you a little tweak in your business, because a 1 degree change, a 1 degree tweak completely changes your destination. And that is my goal with you guys, to help you guys, all of you. Let's see, tutorial video. Yeah, Barb says the idea of doing tutorial videos for her clients is what was most useful for her. Yeah, isn't that surprising? Like, we don't even think about like what they're using, what they're doing, etc. Then you could keep going on. You could, a lot of people, like, they come in and they're nervous about the contracts and things like that. You don't have to go over every piece of the contract, but you could highlight a couple things that people tend to have the most questions on about the purchase and sales of contract, about the buyer agreement contract. You can actually highlight it and talk about it and say, this is what it means. Here's the questions to ask, etc. Teach them, educate them, tell them what questions to ask the agent that they're signing. Just don't assume that they're signing with you, but know that whatever they're doing, you're in their brain. And so you want to make sure that they're making the best choices for them. How can current members access the vault? Okay, other than LNL Plus, I'm actually going to have a members only link inside the membership, and I am hoping to get that to you today after I get the LNL Live stuff out to you guys. So yeah, that's how, Rick. How familiar are you with IP marketing as it doesn't work? What do you mean IP marketing? IP marketing. Sorry, I don't know. Is that a brand? Is that a company? Sorry, Barry. Don't know on that one. So you guys keep asking your questions. I know Barry's probably going to finish that question too. Ask your questions. Let me know. And again, today is Thursday. So tomorrow I will see you at 10 a.m. Pacific time with another topic. And if you guys have questions that you want me to talk about, tell me, because I am planning out next week's live streams. There's 5 of them next week. I'm planning them out today and tomorrow. So if you ask the questions in the comments, then guess what? I will answer them on a live stream next week. All right, you guys? Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.